MP3, in full MPEG-1 audio layer 3, a data compression format for encoding digital audio, most commonly music. MP3 files offered substantial fidelity to compact disc, CD, sources at vastly reduced file sizes. In 1993, the Moving Picture Experts Group, MPEG, at the International Organization for Standardization, ISO, released the MPEG-1 standard for video and audio compression. MPEG-1 included 3 schemes, or layers, for audio encoding, of which the third, called MP3, quickly became the most popular through the wide availability of simple computer programs for compressing music files. MP3 encoding reduced the size of a CD audio file by discarding certain sounds based on assumptions of what the ear is least likely to miss. Different levels of compression were available, with higher fidelity encoding yielding larger files. An MP3 file could be played directly on a personal computer, PC, or portable digital music player, such as Apple Incorporated's iPod, or written onto a standard audio CD, although the data loss from compression was not reversible. By the early 21st century, millions of songs were available in the MP3 format for the average consumer to store on a PC or MP3 player. Online services allowed computer users to share their music files with millions of others. Yet, even as musicians and consumers began posting downloadable MP3 files online as a way of directly reaching listeners, recording companies took legal action to prevent the unauthorized distribution of copyrighted recordings. Meanwhile, legitimate internet e-commerce sites, such as Apple's iTunes Store, sprang up to serve the market, selling individual songs that could be downloaded in a matter of seconds and changing forever the distribution of musical recordings. The MP3 format was supplanted by formats like MP4 encoded with advanced audio coding, AAC, that offered higher fidelity encoding than the MP3 without increasing the file size. AAC stands for Advanced Audio Codec, and is an audio coding standard used to compress and encode digital audio files. It was designed to be the successor to MP3 and claims to offer better audio quality. It can be used to code audio files at medium to high bit rates, with the idea that it minimizes the amount of data required for high-quality digital audio. Anything that is not needed, such as signal components and redundancies, is removed to shrink the file to a size that's more manageable. Advanced Audio Codec is capable of sampling frequencies from 8 Hz to 96 kHz as well as up to 48 channels, with the added benefits of compressing complex audio is a much easier fashion than MP3 can. Who uses AAC? Moreover, as well as being an audio format, AAC is also the default audio compressed method that is used by both Google's YouTube as well as Apple's iTunes. AAC is supported on both Apple and Android devices. However, it's claimed to perform better on Apple devices than Android due to the hardware encoders on iOS devices appear more able to process it efficiently, using a more advanced compression algorithm that can better handle AAC. Plus, AAC is a much heavier code on the processor than some other formats, meaning smartphones that prioritize efficiency over performance won't get the full benefits of AAC, as it will be encoded at a lower bitrate to save power. This contributes to why Android phones, like the Pixel 6 Pro and Samsung Galaxy Note 8, will likely see less impressive performance from AAC than Apple phones like the iPhone 13 Pro Max. It is also utilized by myriad other companies, including the likes of Dolby, Sony, and Fraunhofer IIS as a better solution to MP3. Is the audio quality good? As we've just covered, the audio quality of AAC may vary depending on the device. Anyone who isn't using an Apple device and AAC can potentially expect audio to sound less impressive, with small details being lost. However, it doesn't sound as good as lossless CD quality audio, although Apple will claim there's virtually no difference between AAC and lossless, though it is considered to be better than the standard Bluetooth SBC, sub-band codec. This shouldn't be too much of a problem for most consumers, but if you prefer to listen to music in higher quality, then AAC has its limitations. Most headphones support AAC encoding, but it's not unusual for cheaper headphones to skip AAC altogether. If that's the case, then any headphone that doesn't support AAC, then your device will default to SBC. As iOS devices hit a max of AAC for Bluetooth audio streaming, you should double-check your headphones support to get the best audio quality. And as it is widely supported by various devices and software platforms, a list that includes iOS, Android, Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, it is very accessible. We wouldn't say AAC has the best audio quality, but for iOS and Android devices, its ability to compress the size of files makes for a convenient way to stream music.